Hi there, and a warm welcome to another episode of Today's Parent, where we connect you with experts and provide you with information to make your journey a bit more awesome as a parent. In today's episode, we are talking about nannies. Some of you call you DMs, our house helps. How can we do better, especially as moms, as dads, when we are selecting them and having a better relationship with them? This show is going to be helpful to you. If you're struggling to get a help, we have somebody who will share with you on how we can do better. In studio today, we have Unita Njoroge, who runs Better Helpmates Kenya, who's going to share tips with us. Welcome to the show. Unita, how excited I am to have you here today.
First of all, thank you so much for having me.
Really nice to have you.
Thank you.
Really nice to have you. What inspired you to start Better Helpmates Kenya, or is it Better Helpmate Kenya?
Better Helpmates Kenya.
Better Helpmates Kenya.
Basically, Better Helpmates Kenya, it is just what it is. It is better help. So we started Better Helpmates Kenya so that we could help moms to get better mates,
right,
or better DMs. Yeah, right. So yeah.
What inspired you? What inspired you to start your business? Did you see somebody struggling, or somebody in your family struggling? Why are you struggling? What inspired you? You know, every business is inspired by something. What inspired you as?
So basically, when I was starting this, it wasn't a business plan. Like, I didn't sit down and say, I think I want to start a nanny's company or something like this.
Right.
For me, when I started it, it was something like I wanted to help my friends. Yeah.
So you saw your friends struggling?
I saw my friends struggling, particularly one of them that was very close to me.
Okay.
So she's the one who used to help me out so much when I was away. When I was living abroad.
Right.
And when I came back and was living with her for a couple of days, the nannies kept on behaving in a sort of a way that I didn't like.
Okay.
Like, it is from the way they were mishandling the kids. I felt like she was too harsh. Particularly the one that I found, she was too harsh with the baby.
The help.
Right. Yeah. She didn't know how to handle the child properly, and I found myself sort of training the nanny how to do that. It was again the way she was preparing meals. My friend is a busy person, so she would leave very early in the morning, come home very late in the evening, and only to find some funny food, let's say.
Okay.
So I felt like there was a need for having nannies who could do better than that.
Okay.
And when she came back home, I actually sat down with her and I asked her, yes, why couldn't you let's train nannies, teach them how to handle babies, and give them to moms who are struggling like you are, because you're giving stories. One has just left. This one is clearly not going to stay. I don't like the way she's doing her things. I've been an au pair before, and I think this is just not right.
Right.
Yeah, so that's where the inspiration came from.
So you had seen better out there, and you felt, even as a country, we can do better in how, the helps we have in our homes, the quality, how they're trained, and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. Because for her, when she got the nanny, she didn't have time to orient the nanny. So she just brought in somebody who was totally new, because you have the confidence of the person who is introducing her to you. So you're like, I think this is going to work. And you just leave that person with your kids, and you wake up and you go to work like just a normal day, and you're not sure who you're dealing with, even if...
And you left them in your home and with your child.
Absolutely.
Or with your children.
Absolutely. So I saw there was a problem. There was a real problem with all that.
Okay. So in your experience, having done this for a while, what mistakes do you feel you are making, especially as moms, because we are the ones who do most of the hiring of the DMs, the house helps in our homes? What mistakes are we making?
The first mistake that I feel that the moms are doing is having no patience.
No patience at all?
No patience at all. When a small mistake happens, you make a very big fuss out of it. You want to maybe scold this person.
Right.
Yeah, instead of calling, this is an adult. You're dealing with another adult as well. So you need to, I feel like the way we don't have patience to handle situations the way they should be handled. You could call this person, tell her, look, this and this is not going right, and I think that we can do 1, 2, 3 to make it better. In the process, this is somebody who's grown up in a different setup.
Yeah.
So this person could actually learn something from you, because probably the way she does things in the village is completely different from the way you do things here in the city. So I feel like that's where they are.
Speaking for some moms who could be watching, they're thinking to themselves, whatever you consider to be small to you could be like the biggest deal for me as a mom. So when you talk about patience and losing patience as moms, how long should we, just bear with a girl and suck it up and train and retrain and retrain and see how we can model them to the best helps that we think they need to be? How much patience do we need to practice? Or what is too much patience? Or when do you consider a mom has become impatient? What, the girl has been there 1 week, 2 days, 1 month?
What I consider enough patience, I would say it differs,
of course,
from person to person.
Yeah.
Because there are people who learn very quickly and there are people who learn very slowly. This is from my experience, yeah. There's someone who come to our training looking very fresh. If you ask their educational background, they tell you, I've never been to school. And that's the time you lay back and you want to see what exactly can this person do, because sometimes going to school doesn't mean that this person can do 1, 2, 3 other things, yeah?
Right.
Like I've had a nanny who's only gone up to class 3. We are talking about patience, yeah? And this nanny, because she was going to a family where the kids are going to an international school, and when the mother hired her to come and take care of the kids,
right,
she couldn't speak in any English, of course. She couldn't read the menu in the kitchen. But this lady had enough patience to go down, literally draw the menu. Like the chicken, they would draw a chicken. Like
that is patience.
That is patience. And she's turned out, from her review, she's turned out to be one of the best nannies she's ever had.
That's wonderful.
It's coming to 1 year now. They're still wonderful. Together.
Okay.
So this is the kind of patience we are talking about. Giving somebody some time. Do not judge them too quickly.
Okay.
Okay, that could take a week, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe a month.
All right.
It differs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are the mistakes are we making?
The mistakes that we are making is that sometimes I feel like we are insensitive.
As moms?
As moms. Yeah, because if you're hiring somebody to come and take care of your family, I think you need to take care of that person as part of the family. I'm not talking about
treat them as part of the family.
Exactly. So you need to orient this person to live with your family the way you live with your family. Because assuming this person, people ask for previous experience. I could have worked for a person who lives in Kayole for 5 years because I fit in those standards for those 5 years.
Right.
Then I have another mom here coming from Kilimani or Kileleshwa. The standards are completely different. Maybe even their cooking skills are completely different. And the mistake that we do is that we look at the previous experience, yeah, which is now like 5 years in Kayole, and we try to think that this person is going to be a perfect person for your setup.
Or because she's worked previously for 5 years in another place, so she has a lot of experience.
Exactly. And you're not sure where she was working for those 5 years, what she was trained to do.
Right.
So you don't take your time here's the mistake. You don't take your time to orient this person to live according to your standard.
Your current needs and what you need exactly.
Exactly. So that you can see if this person will fit properly to whatever you're looking for. So I feel like that is the first mistake that we are doing. We are not taking our time to orient the nannies to do what we like them to do in our own homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other mistake?
The other mistake is that we fire for very petty reasons.
Explain what could be what's the utmost petty reason you've ever had? The
utmost petty reason I've ever had is that one mom called me very early in the morning. I think it was around 5:30. She said that I cannot keep your nanny. Her work is good. I cannot complain. She cooks very nice meals because we train them how to cook. And she's taking good care of the kids. But unfortunately, she has a flu. And I asked, what kind of a flu is this? I wanted to understand, is it something like tuberculosis? Because that I can understand, it's going to affect the kids.
Yeah.
But now it turned out it was just a mere flu, which a child can collect from anywhere. even from playing outside with other kids.
Yeah.
So I feel like some of the reasons we are dismissing these DMs are very petty. I also feel like sometimes we are taking advantage of them.
In what sense?
Like some moms will want a nanny to sleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. Seriously, I know sometimes our businesses force us to do this kind of waking up and what do you call it?
Yeah.
This kind of
to
a
commute
program.
because you need to leave early and you come in late.
But during the day, you know how to get your free time probably, or you know how to organize yourself. But this somebody you need her to be sober so that she can be able to execute her duties properly the next day.
Yeah.
So you need to be sensitive enough to like be considerate, let this person rest. Yeah, when they sleep, don't wake them up in the middle of the night to cook for your husbands. I feel like that is another mistake. Yeah, you waking up a DM to come and take care of things that are actually your personal needs.
As a wife, as a mother.
Because when you're hiring a help, it's a help.
Why do we hire helps, by the way?
Why
do we need the help? Maybe as moms, we need to understand why we need the help.
Mostly, I think we need the help when we have kids. So I feel like the kids is the greatest help that we need as working moms. These are the people who are going to step in when we go to work.
To watch our kids and take care of our kids.
To take care of our kids.
Right.
So you can assume if you're not treating this person right, and you're leaving that person with your child, probably a lot of problems are about to occur. That's why sometimes, I know this is not right, but sometimes they get overwhelmed and somebody just wakes up and like, I need to leave. Yeah, those are some of the problems that I think we have. Yes.
On that note, we're going to take a short break, and then when we come back from the break, we'll share tips with our viewers and how they can do better when it comes to just how we are managing our nannies and even selecting the nannies we have in our homes. Thank you for being with us today. We are sharing from UNITA on how we can choose nannies that we have in our homes, how we can do better in how we relate with them so we can have better relationships with them. The transfer period is just about to start. It's normally called the transfer window. We are going into December, and some of them might be thinking right now how they're not going to come back to your home. This could be a time for you to change a few things here and there and see how you can relate better with your help. We'll be right back with more tips from UNITA after this break. Welcome back from the break. Today we are talking about nannies and how we can do better in our homes, and we have UNITA who's sharing tips with us right now on how we can do better when it comes to selection and just how the DMs are running our homes. We have a question that has come in from Fatima, and the question is, she's thinking about putting a nanny cam in her home because she feels this is what she needs alongside. She trusts her help, but she just feels she needs a nanny cam as well. What is your take on nanny cams?
Personally, I don't have a problem with nanny cams. I think it's okay to check on your child during the day because you're not putting that nanny cam for the DM. All right. If you didn't trust her in the first place, I don't think you should be keeping her in your home.
In the first place.
In the first place, that's what I think.
Okay.
So you're probably putting that nanny cam to check on your child during the day. You probably, as a mom, you're curious how your child spends time with the DM. And also, I think most moms put the nanny cams because of security reasons. There could be a thug breaking into your home, and you could probably say that it was organized crime with the DM. Sometimes people say that. And from the nanny cam, you can actually prove that if it was really organized crime or not. Exactly. But I feel like when you put in the nanny cam, if Fatima didn't have the nanny cam before and now she decides to have the nanny cam, it is very important to actually sit down with the current nanny and talk to her about it.
So they need to be aware that there's a nanny cam in the home.
Absolutely. I think legally that's what is supposed to happen.
I think that's important for the moms to know.
Yes, legally you should explain. Even before you take a new nanny, you need to first talk to them, tell them, make them aware, and ask if they are comfortable to work under the cameras. I don't think there is anything wrong with working with nanny cams at all.
All right.
Yes, but I think like sometimes some women are going overboard and they're putting those nanny cams in the bedrooms, which I think is invading the privacy of the nannies.
Right, so it should be in the common areas.
It should be in the common areas. Most of the moms, they put it in the playrooms where the kids are playing. Like we said, it's for supervising the kids.
Right.
It's not for supervising the
help.
The help, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's go to the most important thing you're here for today. And I'm sure there's a mom who's waited for this part. How can we do better as mothers when it comes to hiring our nannies and keeping the nannies that we love?
First of all, I feel like moms need to get nannies that you can actually tell something about them.
Like you know their background.
You know a little bit about themselves.
Right.
And that's why at Better Helpmates we tried to start a program where we have a boarding facility where we host the nannies first for a couple of days. We get to know them, we sample their services first, and then when we are introducing them to you, then we know something about them. So when you give me a description of what you want, I can match them with one of the profiles that we have in our training facility.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Unita, as we are winding up, your 3 top tips you can share with moms who are watching, dads who are watching, how we can do better on how we select our helps and keeping the helps that we love.
First of all, I feel like moms are sometimes too desperate and they get a nanny from wherever. Of course, we don't want to lose our jobs as moms. So you want to get a nanny as quick as possible. I think this is something that you need to take some time before you place a nanny into your home, because this is somebody you're about to trust with all your, not just your household, but your child.
Yeah.
That's the most
Children,
important
your child,
thing.
yes.
Yes. So somebody at least know something about this person. Like at Better Helpmates, we try to bring in the nannies at the training facility,
right.
Spend some time with them, then get to know them, so that when a client comes to us and asks for a nanny, we can actually try to match one of the girls with one of the
helps.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, like if you give us a description of what you want, we can match that with one of the profiles that we have.
Okay.
Since we've already spent some time with them. That is point number 1. Number 2, I feel like moms need to correct the mistake as soon as it happens.
When your help makes a mistake.
Exactly.
Right.
So stop piling up mistakes, because when they pile up too much and you're not correcting them, I think even in a relationship, things might end up not
they blow
being
over.
fixable.
Absolutely.
So I feel that's another mistake that moms are making.
Okay.
And I think also being considerate. These moms have children back home.
Yeah.
So you need to also organize with them how they can be going home to see
nannies.
their kids once in a while. We stop being too selfish. The nannies need their days off. We all do. If you're getting your day off from your place of work, I think it's also important to give your nanny some time off.
Right. Unita, thank you so much for coming in today to share with us. If somebody wants to get in touch with you, a mom or dad out there, how can they get in touch with you?
First of all, thank you so much for having me today.
It was a pleasure.
And in case there's any mom who's looking for a nanny out there, we are located in Thome Estate, and we are very much happy to serve you at any time. Our phone numbers are 0715 44 24 89, or you can reach us through our Facebook handle, which is Better Helpmates Kenya.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure you've learned something from what Unita has shared so far on how we can do better when it comes to selection and managing our helps. At this point in time, you're going to listen from Carol Coet, who's one of the customers that Unita has served, and we'll hear her experience and what she has learned along the way and how she's learned how to do better with the help that she has. Stay tuned. Welcome back to today's episode of Today's Parent. Let's listen from Carol now, her experience of what struggle she used to have, getting a nanny, and how Unita was of help to her. Carol,
yes,
very nice to have you.
Thank you, pleasure too.
Speaking for many moms out there, I know getting a help is not easy, and a good help for that matter.
Yeah, sure.
How was your experience like? What did you struggle with?
Okay, thank you for hosting me. I would say initially, before I went to see Unita for a help, I would hire girls who would come, then 2-3 days, we have an issue, they need to go. It would take me like another 1 week before I hire another one. And it came to a time when I decided, now enough of this, can I just get a professional nanny?
Right.
So I talked to UNITA, and I gave a description of what I wanted. From the experience that I had narrowed down to a few specifications. I knew I would not get someone very perfect,
okay,
but I had like 1, 2, 3. And
that's what you are looking for. But
yeah,
even before you get to your 1, 2, 3, how many kids do you have, if you don't mind sharing?
Okay, I have 2 kids. One is 4, my firstborn.
Okay, a 4-year-old?
Yes, a 4-year-old.
Right.
And I have a 1.5-old boy, baby boy.
Okay.
Yes.
So what mistakes at the beginning, especially now when you started with your 4-year-old, what mistakes did you feel you are making as a mom?
Okay, the first mistake that I was making, I was too rushy. So I would just, I want her help and I want her tomorrow or today evening if possible. Yes, so I want to replace her like today.
Where were you getting your helps initially?
I would say referrals. Okay. So I call a friend or I call a number of friends. I tell them I'm looking for a help. And someone would just say, there was someone here, I can refer you.
Yeah.
Before you even get to know the details, she's already in your house. So I feel I was a bit rushy.
Okay.
And so I decided to take some time and take a rest, take off work and look for a very particular help.
Okay.
Yes. So when I talked to UNITA and I described what I needed.
Your top 3 that you're looking for?
Yes. I wanted someone who is really good with the kids.
Number 1. So
yeah,
you had clarity what you're looking for?
Yeah, I had clarity. I think I was looking for perfection, which I came to learn I also don't have. So I needed someone who is very good with the kids, someone who is clean, and someone whom I can trust. So by the way I would trust someone is maturity. You look at someone and you know this is someone I can live in the house, or this is someone I can live with the kids, and the kids are very safe. So when I described all those 3 to UNITA, she said, just come, I have like 2 you can interview.
Okay.
And pick the best from the 2.
So you interviewed at the facility she has?
Yes.
So they won't come into your home?
No. I didn't want to bring someone all the way. I would rather go there, talk to them, and see who's the best and pick.
Right.
So, yes, when I went there, she introduced me to 2 ladies. Of course, I had given the age bracket. I had developed an attitude toward young girls, the age of 20 to 29.
You told yourself you never?
Never, ever. Yeah, I had enough drama. Yes, enough of girls. So I was looking for a mature lady. So when I went, she gave me a 37-year-old and a 35. So I interviewed the first lady, and she looked like she knew what she you see the way you can talk to someone,
yeah,
and she understands what she wants. And I thought, my instincts were telling me this is right. Every time she kept talking, because it's a one-on-one session. You became more
confident in her.
Yeah, I became more confident of her. And when I was done, I thought I want to just live with her. But my something told me, again, you're being too rushy. Go to the second one. And again, I called her. She sat. We talked. After I interviewed the second one, I felt like my heart was still with the first one. So I decided, why not?
So you settled on the first one?
Yeah, I settled on the first one. And off we went. So to my house, of course, I introduced her to the kids, to their family. She was still a bit shy. And with time, she started opening up. We became, to me, I treat helps as a part of the family. So she became a bit free. And then I was like, maybe she's still, let me give her some time. I gave her a week. I gave her 2 weeks. And she was fine.
Carol,
yes.
Any top tip you can share with moms? You know, there are people who prefer to have a girl brought in at night, you know, with the night bus, checks in the morning at Machakos bus station, comes into the home, compared to using professional services.
Okay. Yes, I would say I was a victim of bus importation in the past. So ideally, I would send someone right from the village, direct to my house. And along the way, I learned going professional like Unita's way is the best thing. We find them cheaper, the ones that are imported, we find them cheaper, but you'll end up spending so much again on transportation.
Sending back another one.
Yeah, sending back, and you're wasting a lot of time. I would rather just pay what a professional nanny would be paid and get a good nanny. Again, those who are being imported, sometimes you find they lack all the basic skills, and you have again to take an off and train them, and that eats into your time.
Yeah.
So I would rather do it in a professional way. Talk to someone like Unita, for example. Initially, I had also a bad attitude towards the bureaus, yes, the bureaus.
Platform so you can
yes.
get a help. Yeah.
Yeah, people would say they are money. They're just out there to make money. They will give you a help today. Tomorrow they've changed. You pay again. But after talking to Unita and analyzing to understand how she does it, I realized maybe they are different. This is a Better Helpmates Kenya is a different bureau to all the others that people talk out there.
Okay.
So I would advise, rather than just shipping every other month or every other week, talk to her and see if you can get a perfect match like me.
All right.
Yes.
Are you happy right now?
Very happy.
You're happy?
Yes, very happy. That lady that I picked from her is someone I can even trust with my children. I can go for a sleepover and still feel safe with her.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming to share.
Thank you.
It was lovely having you. And with that, we come to the end of today's episode of Today's Parent, where we're getting tips from Unita on how we can do better when it comes to hiring the helps that we have and even just managing them in the homes. As we go into the transfer window period into December, if you're thinking of changing your help, maybe you need to consider going professional. With that, we come to the end of today's show. My name is Christine Kasina. I have been your host, and we've been here in studio at Little Cribs, the home of fun, exciting, and affordable kids furniture. If you're looking for information when it comes to parenting, go to www.supermamas.co.ke. If you've missed episode of Today's Parent, we have a lot of them on the Switch TV YouTube video channel. We look forward to having you next time. Please stay tuned.